we're keeping an eye on right now. Snow in the Emerald City. You are looking at Seattle thanks to EarthCam. And check this out. These kids had never seen snow before. And there is nothing better than seeing a kid's reaction to their first snow. Dog's reaction also cool. And, you know, Seattle only gets measurable snow about 4 days a year. So this is a big deal. Seattle, more accumulating snowfall coming your way later this week. And Portland, we're not going to leave you out either. Winter storm watches are in effect right now. So we got Tom Nizzle coming right in because we've got a lot to talk about on the West Coast.
You don't see snow in about 6.8 inches a year is Seattle's annual snowfall. But look what's going to happen here. We've been talking about this massive Arctic high that is going to work its way down across the western U.S. here. Now, typically, these mountains block cold air from getting out to the coast. And this is going to be an interesting setup here. Take a look at the total snowfall across this area over the next few days. We're not talking inches. We are literally talking as much as 3 to 5 feet of snow in some of these areas. Look at those totals there. This is the Cascades, though. Here we are out on the coast. Typically, it's an all-rain event. Portland's right in here, and I wonder why we are getting snow in this area. But Alex, there's a certain setup for this. Watch what's going to happen as we get into Thursday morning. Portland gets into snow, and then through the day, the temperatures are going to warm aloft enough. They're going to start to change over to a little bit of ice during the day, and then eventually they're going to change into rain. And there's an interesting setup on why this occurs here. So let's go through this and let's bring up the actual setup for this. So this is the snowfall across Portland, probably going to see somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 inches.
Before we transition then to that wintry mix over to the rain, or the ice to rain.
Typically we have this barrier called the Cascades that keeps cold air from getting through here. But there is a pass that goes through the Cascades, the Columbia River Gorge, which is going to help to funnel this cold air down into Portland. And boy, is it going to funnel through there. That cold air will spill out across Portland, but it's kind of like taking a balloon and squeezing the balloon and bringing that cold air through there. It is actually going to get relatively windy there. In fact, it's going to get very windy. If we take a look at the winds here, they're going to gust to as high as 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour in parts of the Columbia River Gorge through that Thursday time frame. So it's going to be very windy there, but they've also got winter storm watches in effect here. So it's not only wind, but don't forget, as that cold air comes through the gorge, that dense cold air settles across the lower elevations in places like Portland. So something else is going to happen there, and I think I might just go over to the chalkboard to do that.
All right, let's take a look. So, you know, and I know the wind direction is going to come into play, right? You want that easterly wind to push that cold air through that river valley.
That river valley, right. So take a look now. This is the temperature structure of the atmosphere above Portland right now. So typically, it's warmer at the surface. It gets colder as you go aloft. But what's going to happen Thursday, this cold air is going to funnel in here on an easterly wind. Instead of 37 degrees, they're going to be down to about 29 degrees here. A little higher up, still getting that cold easterly flow, 27 degrees. A little colder up, or a little higher up, the easterly flow, 25. But when you get up to about 6,000, 7,000 feet in the atmosphere, we're going to be getting this southwesterly flow coming off the Pacific Ocean. The temperature is going to be much warmer. We're going to have an inverted temperature profile here. You'll start with snow that comes down, melts as it hits this warm air here, and then refreezes and falls as sleet on the surface or possibly even freezing rain. So it's another one of these classic local setups, and it gives forecasters nightmares.